Hello students, welcome back to another class with me. Today the chapter that I'm going to take is chapter 2, the party system. It's on page number 31 of your textbook. For those of you who are tuned in, if you like, you can refer to your textbook. It's on page number 31, I repeat. So, as we are all aware by now, in the modern state, most of the countries around the world have democratic system. And when we look at democracy, there are different forms of democracy. We have the parliamentary democracy, we have the presidential kind of democracy, we have the monarchy kind of democracy. So we have different kinds of democracy. And in the previous class, we have already discussed that India have adopted a parliamentary democracy. And for any kind of democracy, we need to have a party system. Why? Because we need to elections has to be held. And to participate in the electoral process, political parties or the party systems are an essential part and parcel of democracy in that way. So in this sense, democracy and party system is like a coin with different sides. So in this class, we will try to understand the party system, the meaning, the features of a political party, the role and functions of political parties. So before moving on, what I would like to highlight here is where or how did the political party originate? Political party originated during the reign of Charles II in England, that is between 1660 and 1685. That was in England. During this time, there were two major parties. One is known as the Whigs, and the other is known as the Tories. The Tories are the group which favors the Roman Catholic Church, and therefore they are also known as the Royalists. And the Whigs are the party which are in favor of Parliament, or that is the king. And then we can say that these groups are more liberal in their outlook. Why do we say that? Because they advocated tolerance of religious tolerance for all. So we say that they are more liberal in nature. Then when we look at America, we see that the political parties existed since the time of the framing of their constitution. So here also again, they have two major political parties, and one group is known as the Federalists, and the other group is known as the Anti-Federalists. And the Federalist group, they favor the power to be concentrated in the hands of the central government. So therefore, they are known as the Federalists, and the Anti-Federalists are the group which tries to protect and promote the rights of the states. Therefore, they are known as the Anti-Federalists. In this way, that is the evolution of a political party. Now, what does political party mean? The meaning or the definitions of political party. When we look at the meaning or the definition of the political party, to make us understand the meaning easier, we can divide it into two categories, that is the traditional and the modern definitions. So the traditional definitions, the pioneers of the traditional meaning of political parties are, it will be there on page number 32 of your textbook, Edmund Burke and R.G. Gittel. So You can look at your textbook and look at the definition. I'm just going to give you the basic idea of Edmund Brooke, according the traditional meaning of political party. Here, what he advocates or what he says is that a political party is a party which tries to serve the national interests. The national interest, not the individual interest. You should keep this in mind. Edmund Brooke advocated, he defined political party as a group which is organized in order to serve the national interests. So that is one definition given by Edmund Brooke. And the other definition given by R.G. Gittel is that there should be 4 characteristics of a political party. The first characteristics, he says, is a certain organization. Here he is talking about the structure of the organization, the structure of the political party, how it is organized. That is what he is saying. The second character of a political party is that unity of purpose. Here, again, he is referring to the ideology and program of the political party. So for every political party, according to Gittel, they have to have their own specific ideology or specific program. So that is another characteristic. Then the third characteristic is that a commitment to follow constitutional means. Political parties exist in a democracy. So when there is democracy, there is usually, it may be written or unwritten constitution. So according to the constitution, political parties should function. And then what he's trying to advocate here is that in order to have any political party, once it is organized, in order to be in power or in order to seize power, they have to use the ballot system. Means to contest election and win the election and come to power like that. So that is what he has to say. Then the fourth characteristics that he says is when they return to power, the party seeks to carry out its program, in the sense that they have already organized the political party, they have their own ideology, they have their own set of programs. Therefore, when they come to power, they try to implement their programs and their ideology into the process of governing the country according to their ideology and program. So that is what he has to say regarding the meaning of political party. Then moving on to the modern writers. What the modern writers have to say is that a political party or a party is an organized group of individuals seeking to seize power in order to enjoy the benefits to be derived from governmental power. So here, the modern writers, in other words, we can say that according to the modern writers, they think that they say that political parties are a group of people who are trying to get to trying to win the election and wield the power that is derived from governmental power. So in other words, it's like a political machine. So that is what the modern writers have to say regarding political party, the meaning of political party. So with all this, what are the features of a political party? Of a political party, or for that matter, any kind of party. But here we are discussing political parties, so we'll be concentrating more on political party. So the first feature that a political party has to have is membership. When there is no membership, when there is no members in a political party, how can we call it a political party? How can we call it a group? So members should be there. And then in a political party, there are 3 categories of membership. 3 categories of membership. The first category, which is the largest in number, are the dues-paying members. Dues-paying members means here, me and you, any one of us can be a member of a political party. Just because we are citizens citizens, for example, in the case of India, we can be, according to our favor, we can be member of any political party. That is what the characteristic is. The first category. The second category is the whole-time workers. Whole-time workers here, it refers to the persons. It refers to the people who work for the political party whole time. In the sense, they are not employed, they're not government employees, or for that matter, they cannot be whole-time workers of two political parties also. They can be whole-time workers of only one political party. So these members are comparatively smaller in number compared to the due-paying members. Now, the third category are the notables or the leaders. See, there are so many whole-time workers in a political party, but all the whole-time workers do not have the are not suitable, or they do not have a desire or not interested in contesting election. They may be whole-time workers, but they may not be interested in contesting, actually standing up for the election also. So the persons, the members who are interested in contesting the election and win the election and become the leader of their constituency or representative of their constituency, these members are known as the notables or the leaders of that particular political party. And so therefore, these are the three categories of membership. Then moving on to the next feature of a party is organization and administration. In the previous class, I have already discussed with you regarding the Congress political party. The Congress political party is one of the oldest party, and it has its units in almost all the regions, states, and even small towns and villages. So in this way, depending, again, here also, again, there are different categories of political parties. Some political parties are known as national political parties. Some are known as regional or state political parties. Some examples of national political parties can be the Congress, the BJP. So these are the national political parties. Then when we take the example of some regional or state political party, the examples can be MPF, NDPP. All these are regional or state political parties. So in this way, when we look at the organizational structure of the national political party, they have their units in villages, in small regions, in small towns, in states also. They have their working committees, and there are the national executive committees also. They have the national executive committees, and then the national executive committees are the persons. The members are the persons who are the most influential among the political party members. And then they are the persons who chalk out the programs and also supervise the other units. It can be the regional unit, it can be the state unit, or the other small units that are functioning under them. So this is the organizational and administrative feature of the political party. The third feature is goals and objective. As already mentioned earlier, goals and objective of every political party have their own set of goals and objectives. Some political parties are organized in order to fight for some social rights or religious rights or communal rights. You know, in that way, different political parties have their own separate set of goals and objectives. So therefore, this is one of the features of a political party. The fourth and the final feature of any kind of party besides political party is faith in the constitutional means. As we all know, in a democracy, parties are going to be there, and these political parties are also always should be wedded to the ideals of democratic principles. Because in a democracy, as already mentioned, we have a set of constitution which all of us have to follow. In the same way, even political parties have to follow the constitutional means for achieving their goals and objectives. So these are the features of a political party. Now, moving on to the role and functions of a political party. There are so many roles and functions of a political party, but according to your textbook, we'll be discussing 8 points in brief. The first one is parties mold public opinion and provide political education to the masses. Here, parties organize, educate, as well as discipline the masses. How do they do this? They try to stimulate the interest of the public by organizing demonstrations or posters and speeches over radios and televisions. So one example we can, as of now, one example is that we can also take the example of social media. The political parties also take to social media to propagate their agendas, their programs, their ideologies, so that so that they can gain the favor of the citizens. So in this way, they try to mold the opinions of the public also, as well as educate the people taking up different kinds of issues. It can be social, it can be economic, it can be cultural, any kind of issues they'll take up, and they'll try to educate the masses, and then gain the favor of the citizens for their own profit in a way, because all these are done in order to gain the favor of the people and win election. So that is what one of the first role and function of a political party. Then the second role is parties' role in the conduct of election. Political parties, as we have already discussed, they are organized in order to contest elections, win the election. So obviously, they are significant players in the conduct of election also, because they are the one who selects the best and the most suitable candidate, and issue the party ticket to that person, so that every political the whole-time workers as well as the due-paying members will unitedly work together so that their candidate will win the election. They may have differences, but then once a person is selected and given the party ticket, all of them unite together, keeping aside their differences, so that the person selected will win the election. And how do they help the candidate? They help the candidate by going door-to-door campaign. They go for canvassing also, and then not only this, they also give election funds for the candidate expenditure during the campaign process. So in this way, they play a significant role in the conduct of election. Then the third one is parties form the government. Form the government in the sense that if they win the election, if their political party has the majority, the head of the state will invite the leader of the majority party to come and form the government. So in this way, the political party also plays a major part in the distribution of portfolios and the implementation of their programs. Then they also have the fourth role and function of a political party is opposition acts as check on the government. See, all the winning candidates in the election may not belong to the same political party, or for that matter, may not be in the ruling party. So therefore, those who have won the election, but their party did not get the majority, they sit in the opposition bench. And then what is their duty? They try to criticize. They criticize the policies of the ruling government also, and not only that, they also have a positive role, also not only negative role. They also support the government if the programs that are implemented are actually implemented in proper channel and is for the welfare of the people in general. So that is one very important role of an opposition party. So that is also one of the role and functions of a political party. The fifth one is parties act as a unifying and a stabilizing force. Every political party has members from different castes, different regions, different religions. So they may have different aspirations being a member of a political party. But according to Alan Ball, he also says that a political party do not divide, but they unite. In that way, the political party manages to work with all these different castes and regions and religions, and then they try to unite all this and then let them work together in harmony. So this is also one of the main role of a political party, bringing unity and harmony among the members of the political party. The sixth point is parties mediate between pressure groups. Pressure groups are groups which work for the interest of a certain section of society members, like the farmers, the laborers, the government employees, or for that matter, consumers, and so on. So these pressure groups also, they have different demands. Like one example can be the farmers' union. Maybe the farmers' union is demanding for some of their rights, which may not be very good for the consumers, So the role of the political parties come from here. The role of the political parties they should mediate between these pressure groups so that they come to a compromise. They may fulfill the farmers' union also. They may not be satisfied fully, but then somehow they will be satisfied, as well as the consumers. The consumers or the industrialists, they will be also satisfied. The political parties are the mediators between these various pressure groups. So that is also one of the major role of a political party. The seventh one is political parties also provide a link between the government and the citizens. How do they provide a link between the government and the citizens? Say, for example, if the government passes an act, the public, the citizens may not understand the whole act. So it is the duty of the political party to make it understandable to the citizens. And at the same time, they also have to listen to the public opinions and pass it on to the government. So that is how they provide a link between the government and the citizens. The last and the final point in your textbook, the role and function, is social reforms and promotion of public welfare. See, they are political parties. So it's not always about politics also, They have to work for the welfare of the people also, as well as they also have to work for the benefit of the society also. So if they are so focused on their political objective, that is to win the election, to get the favor of the citizens, if that is the only thing they are doing, then maybe their future will not be very good. They may not win the election because they become so selfish. So political parties are also in that way very active in social reforms and welfare of the promotion of welfare of the people in general also. So those are some of the roles and functions of the political parties. Now, this is something which we have to know. Party system is prevalent in the world as of now, because most of the countries around us have a democratic structure. So when there is a democratic structure, party system is also there. So like I said before, for everything there is two sides. So party system is not always positive also. Democracy is not always good also. But in theory, democracy is supposed to be one of the best form of government, but that doesn't mean that they don't have any defect. So in that same way, even party system also have some very prominent defects. The first defect is irresponsible role of the parties. See, sometimes just to win the election, they may use some undemocratic means also. And this is what we are talking about, irresponsible role of the parties. Undemocratic means they may try to mobilize the community on communal basis also. And that's how they may create communal violence also. In that way, they become irresponsible also. So this is one of the main defect of a party system. The next is power has been usurped by party bosses. Here, usurp means, the meaning of usurp is to take a position of power or importance illegally or by force. Usurp means take a position of power or importance illegally or by force. So the second defect of a political party is power has been usurped by the party bosses. See, in any political party, there are some certain people who are very good orators. They may be very skilled also. They may be very good they are very good manipulators also. There are always people with different characters. So different characters they have members in political parties. So there are some people who are very good orators. So they may be able to influence so many people, so many other political members also. So in that way, sometimes with their skills, they try to manipulate other people and then take the place of a leader among the other political party members also. So in that way, it becomes it is one of the defect of a party system, and this is very common, especially in India also. Like something like the example of a Congress. I can't say that they're trying to manipulate also, but then something like the Congress Party. The Congress Party has become, for the past, since the independence of India, it has become something like the hereditary, because the Gandhi family has been there. They have been the leader of the Congress Party, the National Congress Party, since the independence of India. And some people and some critics have to say that because of this, democracy is not democracy. The true sense of democracy is not being seen in the Congress political party. That's what they have to say. And in many political parties, this is also, besides Congress, in many other political parties also, we see that there are certain people, certain person who has the power to manipulate other political workers. And in this way, the defects of party system are shown. Then corruption and misrule. Politics, the next name of politics is corruption. That is what we see in the present day. We see that. And many people think that, for many people, they say that, oh, I'm not interested in politics. Oh, I don't want to get involved in politics and stuff like that. But then everybody, we are living in a community, we are living in a society, and without politics, we cannot function also. So we cannot say that just because we are not interested, or just because we are not into politics, we are not going to be interested in whatever politicians or politics is doing. So that is what happens. But then another defect of a party system. is corruption, which is very common in almost all the political party, and as a result of that, people start to say that they're not interested in politics or they're not into politics and stuff like that. Corruption and misrule is very common in all the political parties, because when a political party wins the majority and forms the government, what they do is that they try to help those people who have helped them to be in power. Not the general public, not for the welfare of the people in general, but just some selected fews. They try to help the selected fews only. That is why we say that the party system, the defect of party system is corruption and misrule also. Then the last defect that is very common in almost all the political parties is an unstable government. Unstable government here, it has become more prominent in the modern days as of now, because we see that there are multi-party system in many countries. And when we look at the multi-party system in elections also, the prominence of coalition governments are there because of the multi-party system. No single political party is able to get the majority. So with the help of other parties, they form the government, and then they form a coalition government. And then the leader of the government also, in order to please all the political parties, may not do justice to their own ideology and program, and as a result of that, the government become unstable. One very good example we can see in India is that the 11th and the 12th Lok Sabha election, where the governments were very short-lived. So we see some very common defects here, but that does not mean that we will do away with party system. Party system is an essential precondition of a political system, and until and unless democracy is not there, party system is going to be there. So we have to look at the positive side, and then function according to the constitutional mean under democratic principles. With that, we will wind up the class today. But before winding up, let's just recap what we have discussed today. Today we have discussed the meaning and features of a political party, the roles and function of a political party, and the defects of party system. Thank you. I hope all of you have understood, and I hope all of you will be staying home and safe. Thank you once again.